Let's go! Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
Alright guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Project Open Mic. I hope everybody is doing well. As we have another studded show for tonight. Of course, we have something that's very important, but again, I want to thank everybody for joining in, if of listening across the world from the different platforms. Again, if you are at a platform that has a description, in the description is a link tree to all the different platforms where you could check it out. And if you need to listen to this and hear back to it later on, and you want to save your data or whatever, you could also, there's also an audio version of the podcast that goes on. You can go to audio spots like Spotify, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and many more. Just put in Project Open Mic, and it will be there for you to listen to. So we have that, and also if you're watching the videos, of course, you know you can listen to a lot of videos all over the place as well too. Cause we are also in YouTube. You can go to the YouTube. Please go there, like, subscribe, help the algorithm. We got talking on YouTube. I'll get back to that. But also Tempo FM, Twitch TV. If you Project Open Mic, you go there. Nico, you live now. Those places are there. So again, hopefully you guys can help us and support in that regard of the show. So tonight's going to be is a very special show, and we're going to be talking about certain things before we get into anything super major, of course. So let me put my lovely mug on the screen. So yes, so tonight we're going to be talking about the Bill of Rights, Parents' Bill of Rights, but we're going to be touching on a few things out there. So hopefully you guys can hear me nice and good. Give me 1 second, let me double check. All right, we're good to go and live to going. Again, you can join the chat on Facebook. You can join the chat on YouTube. You can join the chat Nico, you live as well. Tempo FM, that's the biggest chat we have. So Tempo FM, mostly that. And also, if you're on YouTube. Now, speaking of YouTube, if you are there for Project Open Mic, Project Open Mic, we're having more stuff added onto it. So basically, we're trying to get everything back into a nice schedule funny enough saying that, then sooner or later the holidays will be around and gonna break it up again. But we're trying to add more channels, more stuff to the Project Web video channel on YouTube, and then we're gonna go from there and change a lot of stuff as well too. So on YouTube we had added, like I said, I am a Christian. And you see me and my wife, basically just a while ago you saw a video that we just did called Hawaii versus President Biden and the Democrats. You can go on YouTube and see that video. Also, we did a review for the live action One Piece as well, and this coming up this Friday or tomorrow or Monday, I don't remember how to schedule it, but we're gonna have also me and my wife talking about Shanquella Robinson, because again, which we're getting the topic of talking about this tonight. There's gonna be a lot of things where a lot of people talk about Black Lives Matter and all this stuff, whatever, but then whether true Black Lives Matter, nobody wants to talk about it. But the ones that they want to make a big fuss about always ends up being a hoax, as we're gonna be talking about tonight. So we're gonna have that as well. Give me a second here. I have a second monitor to to double check stuff. All right. So with that said, tonight's show, like I said, we're gonna get into Bill of Rights, because people have been talking about, again, for what I had this set up. And they were talking about, oh, this is the don't say gay bill thing, which is a stupid, I hate it, because that's not accurate. But we're going to read through this stuff because we know how things are. When it comes to me, I bring my receipts. So, that's coming. So, with that said, last week I talked about 2 videos that went viral, and come to find out that once again I was proven right. Again, prove me wrong in some of these situations, but I was proven right. Not surprising at all. So, viral video number 1, which we'll go through, and all again as usual. I put all these videos together to consummate into what it's supposed to be. So we're not going to be surprised by none of this. Of course not. So let's just jump straight into jump straight into stuff. Like I said, if you're on Twitch TV, again, thank you, because I had to reset up Twitch TV in there. But hey, we're going to be set up to do some stuff. So let's jump into viral video number 1 was basically Brick Lady. Brick Lady, we're gonna talk about Brick Lady, because she just couldn't help herself. Then we're gonna be not only Brick Lady, we're gonna go into the shooting that's up in Ohio that happened, the black pregnant woman that got shot. We're gonna debunk that nonsense again. My hearts and prayers go to her family. That sucked that happened, but it's not the way people always say it is. So we're going to fix, say we got to say on that one. Also, we are going to talk about schools and how schools are, and that's what tonight's topic is about in a way. So we're going to go and let's check that out. Tonight's topics so let's jump into the Brick Lady, because that one's easy, simple to explain. I'm gonna use my friend, well, not friend but pseudo friend of the show, basically Pink Book Lessons, because we're gonna talk about this crazy lady.
Came out with this fake stage video here, doing all this huffing and gasping.
Face, cause I would have given her my number.
What Brick
And
is?
all y'all just watched.
What do you
Y'all
want?
see that?
And you hear what the guy said? This is what he all about. What part of the brick is? You hear what he said? Because and what he want us to do. That's what you heard. You heard that. You heard what the guy said. So y'all, that's what I said. That was one of my biggest.
Or something when no
That was one of my biggest red flags. But there were multiple red flags that pop up, of course. But that was one of my red flags. Second red flag, because of what happened to her face and everything. I was like, wait, if somebody hits you with a brick, right? I've seen some crazy stuff in my lifetime, okay? I have. And I've seen some craziness in my lifetime, but I've seen people get hit with certain things. And just a brick to the face would do way more damage than what this woman was showing. But let's continue.
no one touched her at all. She literally already had her face like that, wore a mask, and then took it off right before filming this video. And later on, we'll get into the account from the nurse who claimed that she put that stuff in her own face and had it drained at a clinic. But she snatched the mask off and then ran over in front of some guys, acting like somebody did something to her. Immediately, the men who are supposed to be Somali men are just standing around like, what do you want me to do? That's because she ran from across the street, putting on this whole victim show. It was unbelievable, but unbelievably, all these people believed her.
That's stupid.
Exactly.
Common sense.
Exactly.
All she had to do was say a black man did it, and the other black men just stood there and wouldn't help her.
What? And they don't give a. Yeah, this man hit me. He grabbed a rock and he hit me in my face. I would have given him my number. What part of brick is? All y'all
You hear? Keep on saying what part of brick is.
watch. Y'all see that?
I mean, she knew exactly what to say, how to
Yep.
say it, and how to act in
Yep.
order to get the black misandrist, feminists, and simps activated
Yep.
on social media. They all fell for this whole storyline.
Y'all
Yep.
are stupid. Stupid.
She
Yep.
just started yelling and screaming and pointing at a black man, and that's all it took.
Yep.
And like a bunch of sheep, they fell right for it. Didn't matter if her condition didn't support what she was saying. Like, who would get a brick to the face that hard and not crack anything, still conscious and doing all that
Exactly.
talking?
That's why I was like, yeah, you get hit that hard to do that. Something's gonna happen. There's gonna be blood. You would have had fractures and stuff like that. But the doctors say because you can't hit in a brick, ain't no thing. A concussion, some stuff should have been, the thing. But it's, like I said, red flags for me.
Speech not impacted at all.
Exactly.
None of it mattered though. They just saw her face looking like Martin getting out of the ring with Tommy the Hitman. And side note, that was one of my favorite Martin episodes ever.
That was
but
funny.
She came out looking like a beat up Martin, and they automatically believed her story like a bunch of idiots. Why they believed it? Well, the same reason why they believed Carly Russell's lying behind.
Oh,
Because
wow.
we're supposed to believe all women, no matter if it doesn't make any sense. If she said it, then we're not supposed to question it, use any common sense or logic. Just get emotional like a bunch of 2-year-olds, and that's it. You know, stuff like I saw a baby on 459 in a diaper on a pitch black interstate.
Yep.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
Yeah, lies like that. They're acting like she was at the hospital for the brick.
She wasn't.
I'm so afraid. Like, why do people want to hurt me so bad?
Because you are.
You piece of loser.
That's why. Good act.
And it was the feminist-led Misandrist media puppets who went out there to spread her lies, spread her narrative.
Yep.
Millions of people saw that on the Shade Room. She was talked about on the Breakfast Club, and she immediately got support. If that wasn't enough, you had all these videos coming out of her promoting that black women should go sleep with black women are protectors and not black men, literally setting up black women to be without protection.
Yep.
While she also ran around saying the same black women are jealous of trans women, talking about black women got their bodies from the trans, but Somali women had natural BBL type bodies without the surgery.
Yeah. Okay.
More videos came out of her putting hands on men, jumping in men's faces,
Yep.
talking crazy, being ratchet.
And smacking
You
them.
had old friends coming out saying that she was always acting like this and used to go around spitting on people. But she was telling y'all that she was some nice, wholesome woman who never did anything to anybody.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this?
hitting people, spitting on people. There's videos out there seeing that, but again, that was that.
I
You
never
good?
did anything in my life to
Yeah.
hurt anybody.
And the Oscar goes to...
And
Good,
just as
great
soon as she
Oscar.
fooled all these idiots, she pulled out the GoFundMe.
Yep.
She got all these black female suckers and these black male simps to give her $35,000 in just one day.
Our mission in Cody.
$40,000 over $40,000 to do this nonsense.
Money at her left and right, and now she's been able to scam over $42,000 while she's laughing at all the fools who believed her.
And now she's under investigation too.
It didn't take long to come out that this wasn't her first time
There
pulling
you
off
go.
the same scam.
You grew up and they mad because you trying to beat somebody. They mad because you trying to beat somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. You want to try to beat me up?
No, that was in 2020. She got $4,000 out of this lie.
Beat me up for no reason. Look at me. I'm not a bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person. And they try to do this to me.
Very similar, huh? Same spill, acting like some man did something to her and men at a club put hands on her out of jealousy because she wanted to be a doctor. The same feminist lie and Misandrist talking point that these idiots really believe.
See, that one was more believable because, yeah, you would get punched and get it puffed up and it don't be with that. A brick was a little bit too over.
And even in that situation, she got thousands from GoFundMe.
Yep.
That was 3 years ago in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put two and two together and really look at everything with common sense, you will really start to see that something just ain't right. Word to Keith Sweat.
It's true that. And yeah, Anderson, if you're there, yeah, we did do a video for Trip. We did do a video about the direct. It'll be up tomorrow as well, to the gaming channel for those out there.
If y'all was on our live last night, y'all would have saw the investigation we did, the surveillance we did, the phone calls we made, the people we talked to, only to discover this was all a hoax.
Oh.
After contacting the police, the internet contacted the police has no report of the incident. After the venue owner, right there where it happened, checked all of his surveillance cameras, he alleges nothing like this ever happened, that she just came out of nowhere with all these accusations. The guys that were standing around in this video says they never saw the incident.
That's
they just
true.
heard her screaming and yelling and yapping, and they called the police. She was out there acting crazy and ridiculous, and they just said they left when the police got there. But they never saw anybody hit her with the brick. So long story short.
That's why they were saying, where the brick? We don't see it. What happened?
This woman does a lot for views, likes, and GoFundMes.
And I'm telling you, man, that drug, attention, is a dangerous drug. I did a video about the cell phone and stuff for Strainer Chaser Ritual, which will be up one of these days. But you'll see it, and I talk about how dangerous that thing is for men and women. Women to broadcast attention, men to get something to keep them to keep them solitude.
Go look at her GoFundMe history. Go look at her viral history. She does whatever she can to get viral. And the internet is believing that she did sustain real injuries somehow, but she used that to make money and to gain fame through viral videos. And she knew it would work if she blamed black men. And look what happened. Black women lost their mind. They just start bashing black men all across the world because we're trying to hold her accountable like we did Carly Russell. The facts is, this was a hoax for viral views and the $32,000 that she's already raised on her GoFundMe, which she's done before.
Shout out to this brother on TikTok. I'll leave the link below for you to see the rest. The woman totally lied. You even had a nurse who claimed that she put that solution in her face to get it to swell up and went to their clinic to get it drained out.
Yeah.
You know who contacted me? The nurse. It was not a hospital, it was a clinic. And this is what she had to say. Yes, she came in to get the saline extracted from the side of her face, which means she never got hit with a brick. She injected saline into her face to create the lump.
Yep.
That's why she wore the ski mask, so y'all wouldn't see the lump that she created. And don't forget, she's in the medical field, so she has access to saline. Anyway, let's finish reading. She claimed it was a botched beauty treatment. That's definitely our med check, not the hospital. She must have filmed that little clip while waiting on the nurse after asking her to put on the gown. And y'all fell for this. That woman lying for money. Go to her Instagram. You see the other video when she did the same in 2020.
And no, I don't feel sorry for none of y'all who believed her. Instead of throwing money at this apparent liar, you should have used that money for therapy, because obviously you have some deep-rooted issues that you haven't worked out yet. This is why when you see any so-called black female victim, you immediately want to gravitate towards her for some, quote, justice.
Why are you not investing?
That is the part. That's the part that kills me. Like, why people fall for this stuff.
She's not making any sense and can't provide you with any proof to substantiate her claims.
True.
You just believe her because
I don't.
her satisfies the little victim within you.
I don't.
Maybe you've gone.
Again, I don't. Like I was saying, that's why they were like when the crazy people can't withhold believe all word. No, I don't believe nobody until I figure out the facts, my G. And then the dumb part is, a lot of people, oh, y'all don't protect a woman and all stuff. We'll get to that part about protecting a woman, because a lot of women came and say, this woman hit a brick and black men don't protect a woman. I talked about it last show, a little bit, that I have a wife, I have family. I am not going to put myself out there to protect somebody I don't know. Sorry, unless it's, I got to know the situation. But just to randomly to go out there, because the way they explain this thing, as this woman just came across the street, somebody hit me in the face. And the guy, you heard the guy said, where's the brick? Where is it? What happened? Didn't see nothing.
Went through something at some point and could have been a real victim and nobody around you did anything about it. Whether it was your mama who allowed it or other family who allowed it. Therapy, go to the law, whatever you need to do. But your brokenness is allowing you to continue into this victim role and get you scammed by brick ladies.
Yep.
Y'all have literally been sitting up here arguing back and forth about protecting black women all over a lie from some Somali woman who played y'all like Lizzo's flute. Led y'all down this path of sabotage where you continue to be vulnerable to people like her. Over and over. It's disgusting. And that's all I got to say about this mess. I'm just so sick of this whole lie, the whole situation. But I do believe the brick lady should be investigated. And
well, she is. She's been investigated.
Held accountable. But of course, it's going to take the same people she scammed to hold her accountable. And they already invested their money and emotions into this lie. So you already know how that goes.
But she is getting investigated. That is truly what's happening. So we got that situation. Okay? So we have that situation. All right, we'll get back to the part, because remember, there were people protecting this woman saying, oh man, this woman got hit in the face with a brick, we should this and this. Again, I don't condone violence. Nobody on the Project Open Mic show condone no violence to no people. And if this had truly happened, I'd have been like, oh wow, sad, and it sucked that this happened to this lady. But that's not what happened. That's the problem. We always quick to jump and rush stuff. Take a while. My thing always said, with shootouts and shootings and everything, whatever, take 72 hours and digest and find what you can find before you do things. Okay? Do that. That's what needed to be done. Okay? Because if you don't, a lot of craziness happens. And it shouldn't be that way. At all. So, we're gonna be so we're going to our next story that went crazy. So I gotta cue this up because it's just. Am I surprised by this? Not really. Not really. So in Ohio, there was a lady. I thought there's another lady that went viral. This woman was pregnant and she got shot. Should she have got shot? No. No, she shouldn't. But the problem is, do stupid things, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And that's what happened. So, here, what this, and I talked about a little bit, but now we found out again. You take the time, you relax, you wait, you find stuff out that way. Okay? You find out stuff that how things are in the situation. So let's check this out because it's its own craziness, you know. Oh my goodness, it's its own craziness. But let's check this out.
Oh, for starters, they said she stole from the grocery store. There is no evidence of her stealing anything. So this just goes to show that y'all are so quick to believe negative commentary about black women. You don't, what proof do you have that she stole anything? Was there, I never seen any proof of it. So y'all can't just keep repeating that just because it gives you what you think is a reason to take somebody's life.
That she had. Now, mind you, the Kroger employee said that she had taken multiple liquor bottles and didn't pay for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of these bags look like liquor bottles to you? These are boxes. These are multiple items. If she just went in there and stole with two other individuals and left with these liquor bottles, what is all of this stuff? And this stuff is bagged as if it was purchased. So I need an explanation as to how, if she was just in there stealing liquor, why did she have all these bags of other types of merchandise that look like they were purchased? Being a black woman in Columbus, Ohio, especially Westerville, Ohio, it would not be easy for you to just go to a checkout lane, bag up all of this stuff, not pay for it, and walk out. So I challenge y'all, start asking questions, start thinking critically, and start demanding proof before you immediately believe these narratives that are being pushed by the people who do these very unaliving.
Challenge accepted.
Because when you are dealing with Columbus, Ohio, Ohio at large, America at large,
oh,
you
of course,
will learn that what's pushed in the media, especially to cover up instances like this, is very seldom true.
Very seldom true, huh? Okay. All right. You said very seldom true. And also, the person you're gonna hear next is a white lady, but she grew up around black people. I don't want to show this part of the video because it kind of do stuff, but I'm gonna play this part of the first part of the clip. I'll show you her, but I gotta play the second part of the clip because it's just quite crazy. But I'll play another set of women who talk certain things as well too. This is because again it's unaliving, as it said.
Quick to believe negative commentary about black women.
This pregnant black woman, Takai Young, was shot and killed because they thought she stole some liquor.
They took a 21-year-old pregnant black woman from this earth for allegedly stealing. And to the CEO of Kroger and your employees, you should be disappointed. Shame on you too. You're a multi-million-dollar company with overpriced groceries calling the police on a woman over liquor. I'm more than sure you weren't taking any loss. You already underpay your employees.
All right, let's talk about it. And I'm not here to change your mind because you seem like one of those types that's just pro-police no matter what they do. So let's talk about the facts. Let's take emotion out of it, okay?
Oh, Lord.
Let's take the facts out, which is what the police officers do. They take emotion out of it. They don't give a fuck they talking to a human, which is sick to me. But let's do that. Let's take the emotion out. Let's look at the facts. She didn't steal anything. Fact number one.
Okay.
An employee.
Remember, as all these women, these are all women, didn't steal nothing. This is a white woman now.
Came out the store.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. An employee is one human. The woman is another.
Mm-hmm.
Why is one word being taken over another word?
Because the employee has proof.
Oh, I know.
But whatever.
One was white and one is black. Okay.
The body cam footage of the murder of Takia Young was released at 10 a.m. today, September 1st, 2023. And I just watched it. I'm not going to be sharing the video on my platform because, quite frankly, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, because if you show the body camera footage, you'll see what she did. That's the problem.
Showing a video of a black woman being murdered. The body cam footage
Was she killed? Yes. Murdered? No.
that I watched lasted about 50 seconds. That's about how long it took for them to take Takia Young's life and her unborn daughter. After accusing her of stealing, even though they had absolutely no proof except for a worker that had worked at the Kroger.
Not only do racist white people believe the lies told by police, racist white people will then take those lies and spread them everywhere to try to push this false narrative about what takes place when officers murder black people. Takia Young never tried to run anyone over. The body cam footage.
I don't know what this is, but that looked like a person on the hood of a car that got run. But again, body cam footage don't, like I said, they don't want to show it.
Clearly shows her driving around the officer.
That's around? That's around. Okay, that's around.
Trying to get away from these psychopaths that drew their guns out on her because supposedly she was shoplifting, but they didn't find any shoplifted items in her vehicle.
Okay.
So miss me with this bullshit propaganda and take your comments somewhere else.
Okay. Okay. As you said, take a comment somewhere else. So let's go to the situation, shall we? As all of them say, you know, it's hard and everything.
It's their news from the Associated Press. So I want you to.
And again, remember I talked about the last two episodes. I talked about they want to keep us divided. Here's an example of that with my receipts.
See this video that they have and how they are portraying Takia Young.
Takia Young was fatally shot by police in a parking lot on August 24th. She was 21 years old and pregnant. Her unborn child also died. Her family is now mourning her death.
So many plans that she had. What the fuck? It's taken away because of that man.
She was pregnant at 15. She had 2 kids already. That doesn't mean that she should have got shot. I'm still saying that she shouldn't have got that, or wish it was a different way around this. But stop putting on. I've said it before. If you don't want to get bitten by a shark, don't go in the ocean. It's a 0% chance you get bitten by a shark if you stay away from water and you're in an ocean. Just saying.
Vivacious, the light of the party, just a bright shining light. That's it. Just celebrate her life, celebrate the person y'all knew her to be, and that would make me happy. And I know that would make her happy. She'll be dancing on them clouds.
Now we have the surveillance tape of what happened inside the Kroger's alcohol section. And Takia Young was not this innocent victim that people
Of course not.
She was
Of
part
course
of what
not.
looks to be a larceny team. People who go into a store and as a team and steal items. Let's talk about it. I got to make a couple of things clear before we start going into this video, which is the surveillance video of Takia Young's shoplifting. Now, at first, the media put it, you know, they were just going for nothing shoplifting. She's an innocent victim. She's a mother of 2. This. Right?
Yep.
And essentially making it seem like police targeted her just because of the color of her
skin.
That's the common theme here. But these officers had good reason to stop her. And that was because the employee, who's probably looking at the cameras, probably would say, hey, that woman just stole from us and she needs to be stopped. So the officers jumped in the action to effectuate that arrest. Now, I do want to make it very clear that I am not saying that Takaya Young should have been killed because she
same way too.
I think that she made the tragic mistake of trying to
multiple tragic mistakes.
And how did she do that? Well, when a police officer stands in front of your car, pulls out a gun and says, "Get out of the car now," you have a choice.
But that was not. That's what he said. That, but they walked up to the car first. Cause her car. He'll show it. I bet you. Her car was. They were there helping a lady, jump their. Another woman jumped their car. So her car was right beside that car. So that's when you'll see. You'll see.
Hit the gas and see if he's going to pull that trigger, or you could put the car in park and open the door and get out. She chose to hit the gas, and that officer chose to pull the trigger. Now, I think it's an unfortunate situation.
It is.
It's unfortunate for that officer, and I think it's unfortunate for her family.
Yeah.
She made that decision, not to put the car in park, but to put the car in
drive.
And essentially hit the officer, sitting the officer to the top of the car. If you want to watch that full video, it should pop up somewhere around here. But
That's there you go. And the dumb part about it was also her license was and tags and stuff was out of date. So she was driving a car that, of course, would have got pulled over. So it was just so stupid.
That is what happened. Those are the undisputed facts. But now there was a question of, was she this innocent angel that people were making her out to be, or was she involved in criminal activity, and were the officers even justified in stopping her? Now, people were marching in the street. Oh my God, she's an innocent victim. Oh my God, she's a loving mother.
So for starters, they said she's.
Like I said, we already done played those already.
So let's go. Let's just look into security footage. There's no audio with this. So there is Takaya Young walking in.
What if you could do SEO smarter and
as you can see, I'm stopping here. She has one bag, and she has the
alcohol in it, basket with alcohol. Yeah. And she's walking around and playing. Then she pull out some more bags.
To avoid the sensitive stuff. So I don't know why she's pulling out her bag, but now she has this second bag that she's pulled out of her purse. Let's see what she does.
I gotta ask a question here. Do you not think there will be? You see, that's what, in certain places. I should not say that because again, in liberal cities, they just let people go in and take crime, whatever. Because I'm thinking you are getting recorded. I would think if I'm a liquor store, I'm gonna get recorded. So she just didn't think that would have happened to her in the day.
It's about 4 or 5 bottles of alcohol. She's put in that bag. Now she's put it under her purse, and she's looking directly at the camera.
Which is stupid. She went behind it and took the bags out and put it in her bag. See?
Now, so this is like her little thing, huh? She's taking bottles off the shelf, either put them directly into the bag, or she'll put them into the basket to make it seem like she's buying something.
Yep.
And then she'll take those one out of the basket and put it into her purse.
Yep. Walking around. And that's when her friends came in. The other two women came in. They came. Now hear how that works now. See that? Look at that. See? The two women came. And they came out and they walked right through. White man in front of it.
Now, as you can see,
she walked out.
Put down the basket that she hadn't paid for. She just walks out with that.
Yep.
So even the basket, she's walks out with their basket with alcohol in it. So it's obvious you can tell she's stealing, right?
Yep.
You don't even have to see her put the other stuff in the bag.
Exactly.
She literally walked out with everything else.
Exactly.
Now they're leaving the alcohol section at Kroger and they're walking to the front with that same basket. Looks like that's the employee behind them. They're checking.
Yep. And then you got the other employee right here. See?
Now there may be another chance to pay for stuff now, but she's not paying for anything. She's gone.
There you go. All three of them got in. She passed it back to the other chick, and she gone. There you go. To other view.
So you see, those are the two women who were with her.
Why? Why y'all like to play these stupid games?
So that's their larceny team. There they go.
So there you go.
That's the woman who has all this stuff, all these plans. She's part of a larceny team.
Exactly. That's what I was like. That's what I was saying when the mother was saying all that crap.
She can't be stealing. And it's some of the last people you would think to be part of a larceny team or stealing something would be someone like Takaya Young. You know, she's 7 months pregnant. Now let's see how the news is covering it.
Yeah. And then listen to, I like how he did it. Listen to how the news cover it, because this is where a lot of the propaganda and all the nonsense comes true, and a lot of people hear all the lies before they hear the true story.
Young because she was suspected of stealing liquor from Kroger.
She was suspected. She did.
She was shot by an officer standing in front of her car as she tried to drive away.
Exactly.
Again, we want to be transparent here. We're showing you today's video because it does answer some key questions many people had, including us.
Yeah, NBC4's Jamie Ostroff is here now to break.
You gotta eat a little crow now. We're showing you this because we don't want you to say, we don't want to say she's a thief. But she's a thief.
Break down the information we are learning from this newly released video.
It's like they gotta pull teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Say we were wrong.
Jamie?
Yeah, Jen and Jared, until this afternoon, the only footage we had from Blendon Township were 2-minute-long clips, one from each of the body-worn cameras from the 2 officers that were involved, showing the moments immediately before and immediately after the shooting. Now, this new footage shows why officers approached Young in the first place and how that response was handled during her final moments. Again, this video is extremely hard to watch, so we're going to show you as little of it as...
Now, it's not extremely hard.
No, it ain't.
The video's not, because we've just seen the whole video.
Yeah.
What's extremely hard to watch about that video? She's a thief. It's obvious she's a thief. She's part of a team who's doing this stuff.
Yep.
And officers were right to stop her. And she, knowing that she had all that contraband in her car, drove at the officer and was killed. But you see, it's extremely hard to watch.
Exactly.
Extremely hard to watch.
Exactly.
Possible to tell the most complete, fair, and accurate story.
Really?
You know what she's saying?
Complete?
We have to show you the facts. Because if we don't show you the facts, you may not believe the lies next time we tell them to you.
Yeah, you're right. He's right.
Surveillance footage from inside Kroger's liquor store shows Takaya Young taking bottles from the shelves and placing them in her purse.
Yep.
2 other women walk in separately. About a minute and a half later, they approach Young while she waits in line with more liquor in a shopping basket. You see the 3 women leave the store together without paying. Surveillance video from outside the store shows Young walking to her car, the black sedan shown here, alone. As she gets in, a man who...
As you can see, there's the cop. The cop car was already there, helping this person with a thing. Oh, the bad people. They're bad cops.
The police describe as a Kroger manager flags down 2 nearby officers, helping a woman get into her locked car. One officer approaches Young from the driver's side. Seconds later, the other moves in front of the car.
What more do we need to see? This is so disturbing. This is so crazy. The truth. You know what's disturbing? It's the truth. They got to show you the truth. That's what they're so upset about. That's the crazy part about it.
Yep.
They got to show you the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Or shall expose the propaganda that you've been pushing for weeks.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what's going on. Let's hear have this outro.
On camera for minutes at a time. The AC.
Oh yeah, they like I said, they want to make sure that you don't wake up from this dream.
So Blendon Township police say they are still looking for the 2 other women who walked out of the liquor store with Young. They are asking anyone who might know them to call Crime Stoppers. In the past hour, I spoke with attorney Sean Walton, who is representing Young's family. He told me he asked Blendon Township for the video you just saw, but he didn't get it until I sent it to him. Here's what he had to say about it.
It shows us nothing but more evidence of murder. And I fully believe that this just further solidifies our position that a murder occurred here and that officer Connor Grubb should be terminated and indicted.
It didn't show nothing. Show cause. It showed a lot to me.
Why, right? Doesn't tell you anything. Any why? It's just more evidence. More. What evidence does it show you that the officer's wrong? He's standing in front of the car. She's got contraband in the car. She doesn't want to go to jail. So what does she do? She hits the gas. Now, don't get me wrong. Think officer safety. I don't know why the officer got in front of the car. Bad choice. But he is in front of the car. He's got a gun out. Any reasonable, rational person who sees an officer standing in front of your car with a gun out saying, "Get out the car. Get out the car."
Yep.
If your first thing is to push the gas pedal down, what do you think is going to happen?
Exactly.
What do you think is going to happen? Now, this attorney, I think he's doing he's getting paid to do say what he's going to
exactly.
say. There's no way this video helps his case.
No, it doesn't.
It destroys it.
Blendon Township police have not released the names of either of the 2 officers who confronted Young. In a statement today, they repeated their reasoning that the officers are victims of assault and protected by Marcy's Law.
Well, I want to say this. I do understand. I want to make it very clear, though, because
So we got that. So let me just switch back. So again, I want to put this in. So I'll make this clear again. She shouldn't have got killed. Again, I feel bad for her families and that they had to go through this very hard, full time. But let's be honest. She was stealing. She was aspirations. What aspiration, Mom? That did not. The aspiration didn't come to my mind of she was gonna do all this good stuff. No, she was already locked down because at 15 she already has a child, and she had a second child at 19, and she was on a third child by 3 different men. Basically, I'll bet you. I'm not sure. But my point is, bad decision making in that regard. But here you go. Into this day itself, she went to steal, which was a dumb move. Her car also, her license plate tag is expired. Why would you do that and do a crime? That's so stupid. That's even more stupid. Then the cop got in front of the car. Once that is there, stop. Get out the car. No, you push the gas. Kind of stupid. And again, a lot of these women you saw the videos and stuff like that was on TikTok. Okay? This is one of the reasons I say I stay off of TikTok. Men and women, it's full of morons, okay? And also, like I said, the whole Chinese thing, that I'm not down with that at all, right? So just letting you know that, okay? Just letting you know that. This is just so stupid. Don't do play stupid games, win stupid prizes, okay? So that's what happened there. But even when they get caught, see, this is why I don't like these people. This is that white woman I was talking about. Even though the evidence is there, stupid, and I'm telling men this, and women too. If the man you're pursuing is a moron, please, and is dangerous, stay away from him. Get away. Do not have a child with a moron man. And men. If women have these crazy thinking thoughts, warning flag, awooga, red flags, flares, everything, stay the hell away from these crazy people. I'll show you what I'm talking about. She's been proven wrong. Hear what comes out of her mouth.
No. Why
would I steal anything? Fact number one.
No. Why would I delete it? I know they have footage of her stealing. I made that video prior to when the witness and other employee came out and said that she didn't steal anything. So.
Okay, yeah. And it was two people, as you said. And why we take one over the other?
I made that video prior to Blendon Township coming out and releasing that video. Did you know that Blendon Township released that video the day after her funeral?
And?
Yeah. Why? What was the point of that? Like, you keep on steady saying and pushing the fact that you didn't kill her for stealing alcohol, but then you released the video.
No. He killed in self-defense when she... I hate stupid people. I really do.
So why? Was it just to tarnish her name or her memory or try to place the blame back on
I think she already tarnished her name by doing stupid stuff in the past.
her or take it away from your officer? I don't know, but it was an ugly move. Like, what was the point of doing that? Like, after the day after her funeral, they released that video. So
okay,
I'm not going to remove it. I still stand by what I said. I don't care how many bottles of alcohol she stole. Did not deserve a life sentence for her, nor for her child. And I will never change my standpoint on that. So I'm not going to delete any of those. If you don't like them, you don't have to look at them. But
no, but it just shows that you're stupid. And I don't know why. Again, men, stay away from stupid women. Women, stay away from stupid men. Simple. Stay away from stupid people, because they will get you killed. Stupid people, emotional people, toxic people, they will get you killed. Stay the hell away from these people. Okay? Because they will do the most dumbest things and the simplest of things to create more problems for no apparent reason. One. So, I want to go over to, remember the Somali woman? Let's hear a smart woman. I want you guys to listen to a smart woman, okay? A smart woman. This is a smart one right here. A black smart woman. And this is what she has to say.
First, to black women not being protected, let me first state the obvious. No man should put his hands on a woman.
True.
We desire protection, but sometimes what we don't understand is that true protection comes with a level of control. Bodyguards are a good example. A bodyguard will make their client leave from a dangerous place. The bodyguard has to know all the details: who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Exactly.
And the client has to listen to the bodyguard and follow the instruction that the bodyguard gives them. It's really an agreement between all parties involved. When the person who needs protecting does not follow the instruction and the direction of the protector, it puts the protector in a situation where they're more likely to lose their life. I have 4 brothers and a father, and I listen to their instruction even when they're not around. They have told me to stay away from certain places if I'm by myself or if it's late at night. They've also advised me not to be drunk or high in certain situations. Even though my brothers, my dad, and the men in my life protect me, I in turn protect them by listening to them and following their instruction. They don't have to come to my defense in some wild scenario, because if I listened to them, I wouldn't have been there in the first place. And this is another thing I feel like is pertinent to say, and I know folks ain't gonna like this one. I don't have sons right now, but when I do have sons, I'm gonna teach them that there's a difference between diamonds and dirt and rubies and rocks. Rubies and diamonds are often in jewelry stores. They're in glass cases, they're secured, there's an alarm system. There's a lot of layers of protection because those things are valuable. But you could pull over to the side of the road and find some dirt and rocks. Expecting a man to risk his well-being, his future, and his life on someone who does not see value in themselves or the man is asinine. That's a very asinine thing to ask. All I'm saying is protection comes with a little bit of sacrifice. It comes with a little bit of control. And
Correct.
Me personally, I feel that what I have to sacrifice and the amount of control I have to give up is 100% worth it to receive the protection that I've been getting my whole life.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. Beautiful statement. Beautiful family that her brothers and her father put sense in her, just like I would do to my lovely sister, who's younger than my lovely youngest sister. Did the same thing too. know what's going on. And I do like the analogy of she did with the bodyguards. That makes sense, because again, yes, we try to pull you away from the situation. We're not trying to aggregate. We're not trying to instigate. We're not trying to make things more problematic. No, that is a beautiful sentiment that this lady have said. Okay, very beautiful. But they have a problem with the word control, and I like to use this second clip. I don't agree with Minister Farrakhan on majority of stuff, but again, here's why I do Project Open Mic. I listen to all kinds of things so I understand what's going on. Even people I disagree with, I listen to them. Why? So I know what they're coming from. So here's Mr. Farrakhan saying something, and the way he had to kowtow around, because a lot of the white feminists back in the day programmed this into the black females now. And now that they are doing that, is just, that's the situation we got now. Which is a sad thing. So let's listen to this second clip here.
You cannot protect what you cannot control. Wait now. Sisters, when I use the word control, that makes you upset sometimes, because you don't want nobody to control you. But no man can protect what he cannot
control. That is true. I've said that multiple times. The only thing I have action over is my hands and my feet. That's it. I can't do nothing else. If you don't want to follow instructions, what else can I help you to do?
Now, you don't have to be a control freak. Because she has a right to rebel against ignorance that masquerades itself in the form of a controller. I gotta set a balance here. Otherwise, after this lecture's over, some nut is gonna go home and say, see, I got to control what's going on up in here. But I say this, a woman will submit to you that allows them to see it, and they submit to it, then the wisdom is the controlling influence, not you personally. Listen, please. See, truth is above everybody. So you can't say, I'm the boss. I am the boss in this house. Well, wait now. You're supposed to be, but on what basis? It's not your ability to knock your wife around.
Exactly.
It must be on the basis of the wisdom that you have for the situations that arise in the relationship.
Amen. Again, I don't have to agree with Farrakhan on a lot of crazy stuff, but again, if I hear simple sense thinking, I understand simple sense thinking. I don't care if it's from the leftist. I don't care if it's from a right winger. If they told me 2 + 2 = 4, I can't argue the fact. Fire's hot, yes. Water's wet, of course. Ice is cold, man, I'm right there with you. I agree to that part right there. But here we go now. This is why he said, let's go to the other part of it now. She made sense. But sometimes a lot of people don't like sense.
Bodyguards are a good example.
Internalized misogyny, stop, is very...
This is one of the reasons I like natural beauty and stuff. That I get it. I know people who do have some of the nose rings and all the tattoos and stuff like that. I'm just saying, I like natural beauty. What God made. But anyway, keep on going.
Very, very dangerous. And nothing she said in that video was valid.
What?
Nothing she said? Not a dang thing? You sure about that?
Nothing. And was very, very, very victim blaming. She
victim blaming?
was just parroting misogynist talking points.
Oh Lord.
When I say pick me women are dangerous,
of course,
that is what I mean.
How to use
when
pick
I say
me?
Pick me women are dangerous.
They're not dangerous if they they go what they're trying to do, which is to be married and have a family and settle down and relax. The mostly traditional women. Y'all new age modern women are the ones who like, well, nobody's well, you know what? Let me not say nothing. Let it go.
That whole narrative she's spewing is dangerous.
No, it's not. That's common sense.
At the end of the day, she is not safe either. Because if she can be out and about and get attacked, that logic is not going to save her. The men around are not going to know that that's the logic she has. That's not going to save her.
She can get attacked. It's not 100%, but here's the thing about what she just said, though. She don't put herself in the situations to get attacked. But in other words, let me help you out. She's not putting herself in a situation where it increases. See what we just talked about with the lady with the brick part? Don't go out at crazy times at night doing stupid stuff. Even from men, I don't go out at crazy times at night because I ain't dumb because we get attacked by other men. The other girl we just saw, what did she did? If she didn't steal, she would have been around today. But she stole and stole, not even stole like secretly as she thought she did. She blatantly did it in front of people.
We have to dismantle patriarchy. We have to dismantle.
Please stop.
We have to understand that parroting misogynistic talking points doesn't save us as women. It doesn't do us any favors.
Okay. You say so.
I really want to make a longer video, and I might make a video breaking down each point that she's talking about, because that is a very, very dangerous video.
What point can you break down? What she said is logically sound.
In regards to black women not being protected, let me first state the obvious. No man should put his hands on a woman. We desire protection, but sometimes
There's no but. So after the first part of her statement, there should be no but. Anything that comes after it, I'm now deaf mute to, because you're contradicting yourself.
No, she's not.
I have 4 brothers and a father, and I listen to their instruction even when they're not
Do you people listen?
around. They have told me to stay away from certain places if I'm by myself or if it's late at night.
Exactly.
They've also advised me not to be drunk or high in certain situations.
Exactly.
Here's what I heard. What I heard is that my protection is conditional, and it's contingent upon me relinquishing control and following the directions of the very people who are committing these acts of violence.
What?
A woman got hit in the head with a brick, and I don't even really need to know the backstory. I know that a man did it.
Yeah, you need to know the backstory because it was a hoax. And a woman lied. And you're going to protect somebody who lied. Great job. Great job. Great critical thinking.
We watched an instance of a woman whose son felt like he had no other option but to shoot a man because the man was threatening his mother, while other men stood around and watched.
In that video, because they did stop doing stupid things.
Videos like this are actually very dangerous because if you watch the entirety of her video, she actually doesn't place any amount of accountability on the very people that women need protecting from.
She said, men, if you don't do stupid stuff, and only her brother and her father will try to protect her. I'm not protecting any random chick like that. I just ain't. Sorry. You ain't my wife. You ain't my sister. You're not my mom. No. I don't know you. If I don't know you, it's a smaller chance. Like I said, I know a guy when I used to work at the studios at nighttime. This woman ran up to him, and she was half naked. She didn't have no top on, whatever. She ran up to the man, right? Ran up to my friend. His car. He's like, "Oh, help me, whatever." And he's like, "Oh my God, you all right, whatever." And on the other side came a man with a gun and beat him up and took his jewelry and whatever it was in his car. He was a black man. All these people are black people. You know what that made me think? Oh, if I see something like that anytime, whatever, I'm just gonna call the cops. I'm not stopping because I don't know what the hell's going on. Sorry.
Men. And what's crazier is a few weeks ago I watched a man jump off a boat, swim to save another man.
You really are stupid.
You serious?
He jumped off a boat to save a man who was drowning. Oh my God. Trip, as you would say, like her brain cells. Holy smoke. What the hell? Are you serious?
I will say this. The example.
That was a stupid example. Holy crap. Her example makes no sense compared to the other example. But let's let the women react to the video. Because again, remember, women, this is a woman just saying logical advice to women, right? But let's just see what women said to a woman.
Made a video about black women and preventative protection and how if you want someone to protect you, you're going to have to listen to them and try to avoid being in dangerous situations. And because you guys didn't like what I said, I received death threats. People wish that someone would bust my car window and pistol whip me. People wish that some people or that they themselves could find me and hit me with a brick. All these young girls that are out here that are still wet behind the ears but are aging like milk and bananas calling me old.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not expecting y'all to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, because I know y'all don't care. But
Exactly.
I'm gonna say what I want regardless, because I don't receive my self-worth and validation based on what people say about me online. I proudly grew up in a time before all of that, and my self-worth and validation is based on my principles and my character. Some of y'all wouldn't know nothing about that.
True.
I'll say this again, for the people that have sense, preventative protection is the best kind of protection. For every other crime that exists, we understand that preventative measures is the best way to avoid said crimes. If I don't want my car broken into or stolen or vandalized, I'm not going to leave it unlocked with valuable things in my car. I know people
Common
personally
sense.
who have gotten their car broken into several times.
Yeah.
I've never gotten my car broken into, knock on wood. If I don't want to get robbed, I'm not going to go to the ATM late at night by myself, because that is not a wise decision to make.
Exactly.
And you guys can say, well, that still doesn't stop people from getting robbed or their car getting
True.
stolen or whatever, but it greatly minimizes the risk.
Thank you.
Same thing when it comes to condoms and birth control. Condoms and birth control are not 100% effective, but it significantly minimizes the risk of you getting an STD
or
you
pregnant.
getting pregnant.
Exactly.
In addition to taking preventative measures by not being in dangerous places by yourself, actually listening to the men that tell you to take preventative measures is another way that will help to ensure your safety as a woman
In this world.
And to the ladies who have never had a man love them enough to try to prevent something bad from happening to them, you honestly have my sincere condolences. And to those of you who say, why don't you just tell men to stop abusing women? Why don't we hold them accountable? If telling someone to stop being an abuser, a thief, or a murderer worked, then the prisons, we wouldn't have a need for prisons.
Exactly.
None of that would exist.
Thank you. Evil is going to be no matter. Evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, gender, height, sex, nationality. It makes no difference. Evil's evil. Duh.
Excuse me for living in the real world. I'm a very proactive kind of person. We can't change what happened in the past or things that have already happened to women, but we could help minimize the risk of those things happening in the future.
Exactly. Exactly. And I would love to read this comment in the video, this which is true. Super basic thinking.
That girl said protection comes with control, and y'all lost y'all damn minds.
Exactly.
How the would you be protected and you don't listen to the person trying to help you? If Ninja's shooting and he says duck, that's a command. He say get over here to shield you. That's a command. Just like when you call 911 and they tell you what to do while you wait. Those are commands. So she is correct. Hello? Is this camera on me?
And she proves her point. That's what it is. See, so that's where you have the problem. We have these younger generation of women who think, oh, just because you, as Farrakhan said with the control, and that's not even Youngkin, because again, Farrakhan did that video a while back. It's all about the whole control that hurts people. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. That is crazy. So I won't really one video because of that. But yeah, so yeah, miss me with the nonsense, miss me the craziness. Let's go with thinking, good thinking. All right. That's what I'm trying. That's what it is. And watch what people do. That's just so crazy. You got a couple comments here. Charles Dickinson from Virginia. These crazy feminazi women are part of the reason why a lot of black men are dead and still dying. No wise black man should ever try to protect no self-absorbed fool. And the sad thing about it is most of these women are ratchet and ghetto. I have no class. Okay, like I said, it's just crazy. John Versay from Miami. She's the type of black that is the type of black woman that I would rather protect. But yes, we do not know what a person's the black woman is at the time. But we just got to understand that this is not what we need to be doing. No man needs to go out there who has a family, who has loved ones, whatever. Like the video you showed last week when the guy who helped the lady in the Walmart and he's dead. Exactly. Point taken there. Point taken, said Deshaun Watson from Atlanta, Georgia. It makes perfect sense for anyone who takes any kind of accountability of their own actions and choices. I mean, if I had been mugged or worse, walking at home at night in Atlanta when I did, of course, without preparations, would I blame the person who didn't protect me? And furthermore, would I have blamed? I mostly would blame me for not being careful, for not thinking of my surroundings. What she said made perfect logic. Exactly. We got about 29,405 people in the building. Thank y'all for again, whatever platform you're on, share the content, like it. And again, I would like you guys if you go over to YouTube, share, like. You don't have to watch the video there. You can still watch it in your platform of choice. But check out Project World Mike on YouTube, on Spotify. Give us the views. iHeartRadio, give us the views. Help us out. Share the content. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking. I've been doing this for about 3 years now. I didn't even ask for support really to donate or whatever. If you feel it to do it, I will put a link up that sooner or later in those days. But right now, I'm doing this because I want to teach people to not do stupid decisions and look at things logically and simple sense. I can't say common sense because it's not common anymore. That's what it is. So let's go into. I want to do an update. An update before we get into the last of the thing. I want to do update here. All right. So here's update. We're going to be talking about schools and everything as well, right? Right now, we're going to talk about schools, okay? But I want this update. This is a very important update, and I like this. Virginia Governor Youngkin. I give you a round of applause, and I thank you for what you did. This is what he did. Remember the story we talked about a couple years ago. This horrible story. Again, they don't care about the natural, regular people. But I do like a great outcome, and I'm happy that this happened. So let's bring this up. I could give people positive news.
That moment turned Scott Smith from an outraged father to the left's new embodiment of the right-wing domestic terrorist. But what was the real reason Smith showed up at that June school board meeting in the first place? Because weeks earlier, he says his daughter was sexually assaulted by a boy wearing a skirt in the girls' bathroom at school.
Mm-hmm.
What's worse is that school officials attempted to cover it up.
It's time to upgrade your
And you know, we did
tire inflator.
that as well. They covered up something that heinous, which it puzzles me.
Do we have assaults in our bathrooms or our locker rooms regularly?
To my knowledge, we don't have any records of assaults occurring in our restrooms. The issue of assaults taking place or transgender students assaulting other students in the restroom, Time magazine in 2016 called that a red herring. The predator.
That was 2016. We're past that now.
Transgender student is or person simply it does not exist.
Okay. Okay.
Obviously, that's not right. Obviously, that was a lie.
Yep.
Let's continue here.
But that's not all. According to the stunning expose by the Daily Wire's Luke Rosiak that uncovered all of this, it wasn't just Loudoun school officials trying to brush this under the rug, but the county's Soros-backed prosecutor as well.
That's what happened back in 2021. Now, let's go to right now today, where we have a pardon from Glenn Youngkin, because remember, the father you just saw right there who was speaking about his daughter being assaulted, he went to the school board meeting, blew up, he gets arrested, he gets charged, and Glenn Youngkin pardoned him. Now, people are kind of upset about this, talking about he's interfering with an ongoing investigation. We'll get into all of that in just one moment.
No.
Tonight, we're hearing from a Loudoun County father who just received a pardon from Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. Scott Smith was charged in 2021 with obstruction of justice and disorderly conduct while seeking answers about his teenage daughter's sexual assault at an Ashburn high school.
That's the part of crazy. All he did was ask questions, but he got those charges because he ruffled the feathers of these of the board count. These
You piece of loser.
These losers at the school student board. That does infuriate a little bit because that's BS.
You might remember these images of Smith being dragged out of a school board meeting by Loudoun County Sheriff deputies. Tonight, Smith says that case against him might be done, but the fight against Loudoun County schools is far from over. Rafael Sanchez Cruz spoke to Smith earlier today about his next steps.
Now,
I'm gonna skip it. He's gonna be talking about him in the way, but I'll skip a little bit.
You pretty much count all of that as DC. And a lot of the woke stuff you see up there comes right from Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Scott Smith was supposed to head to trial in 2 weeks for the disorderly conduct charge he was
Disorderly
facing until
conduct.
Governor Youngkin pardoned him, a move that was announced today. Tonight, Smith says he's exploring his legal options against Loudoun County to, quote, remedy the situation.
And remember, his daughter got anally assaulted by this
You piece of loser.
and then the school board secretly moved him to another school, and surprise, surprise, he did it again. What BS is that?
This has been a long battle,
After a more than 2-year legal battle, Scott Smith says a weight has been lifted off his shoulders.
No, I wanted to win this on my own merit in court.
Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin pardoned the Loudoun County father who was arrested in 2021 during a Loudoun County school board meeting. Smith's obstruction of justice charge was dropped, but in 2 weeks he was set to face trial for disorderly conduct. Was arrested in 2021 during a Loudoun County school board meeting.
Okay, I paused it right here, right, for a reason. Look at this. Is gonna come back later on. Look at all these people. Okay, a lot of these people. Okay, that's a full room, full place. Let's store that in our memory because I'm gonna use it a little bit in the back, a little bit, okay?
Smith's obstruction of justice charge was dropped, but in 2 weeks he was set to face trial for disorderly conduct.
Would you change anything? Not one thing.
Heck
I'll
no.
fight for my wife and daughter any place, anytime.
That's how you protect women. Ladies, you crazy nut jobs. That's a guy who's going to protect his family. And that's a fight I will do for my family, for my wife and my kids and my sister and I will do that too.
That's right. Shout out to dad. Shout out to dad. Fight for your wife, your daughter, anytime. That's right.
Smith was at the 2021 school board meeting speaking out after police say a 14-year-old sexually assaulted his daughter in a Stonebridge High School bathroom. That same teenager transferred to Broad Run High School where he sexually assaulted another girl.
Which is a problem. Stop doing this. Stop creating these craziness.
The teen was later convicted in juvenile court.
So you have a serial, I don't want to say the word,
but you know what it is.
But serial assaulter.
Yeah.
Who was given access to the girls' restroom. Given access. Now, what if this man was not given access to the girls' restroom? Or really, boy, 14 years old. What if they weren't given access to the girls' restroom? Then what? We probably would not be right here today.
Exactly.
My daughter, you know, she's been constantly bullied and berated, you know, by, you know, her peers.
In a statement
mostly leftist
issued Sunday, Youngkin said in part, Scott Smith is a dedicated parent who's faced unwarranted charges in his pursuit to protect his daughter. Scott's commitment to his child despite the immense obstacles is emblematic of the parental empowerment movement that started in Virginia.
I had to accept this pardon from Governor Youngkin because I couldn't trust the justice system.
Yes, you're correct.
And that's really scary.
Smith accuses Loudoun County's Commonwealth attorney Buda Biberai of
shocking surprise if it's not a female.
trying to silence him. Biberai called Youngkin's pardon a political stunt and an unprecedented and inappropriate intervention into an active legal case, adding in a statement, he chose to interfere in the legal process, but not for justice, but for political gain.
That's justice to me as well as political gain. Let's be honest about it.
Adding, with early voting less than 2 weeks away, the governor's decision to issue the pardon is an intentional attempt to influence the election.
No, duh. Are you surprised by that? But also, he did the right thing.
Let's pause for a minute. Influencing elections. Now, you can make that claim. You can say that the governor doing the right thing by one of his constituents is trying to gain influence in the elections. Or you could just say the governor's doing the right thing, and by doing the right thing
exactly
on a daily, consistent basis,
exactly
people will see that and then vote for him again. And actually, the governor cannot run back-to-back campaigns in Virginia, so that's not even true.
When questioned about the timing of the pardon, Smith said,
You know, in the political machine, timing is everything, isn't it?
Smith is back in Loudoun County Court on Thursday when a judge is set to determine whether Loudoun County Public Schools will release an independent report into the sexual assaults by October 1st. He says he plans to have completed the filing for a Title IX civil lawsuit in Alexandria Federal Court against the Loudoun County school system.
Which he should, and that because what they did was detest and horrible. That's what it is. They did. Okay? So, that's the situation we have there. Okay? That's the situation we have there. So, in North Carolina, in the state that I live in, we have something as well too. Now, we passed a bill called the Parents' Bill of Rights. Florida did it. We did it. People are like, oh, it's Florida. Well, I'm happy we did it, but hey, unlike other people, we're gonna read the bill. I'm gonna read the bill for you for what it does, okay? But let's listen to the news media how they set it up, shall we?
Parents and taxpayers are voicing concerns over the new Parents' Bill of Rights law.
News 13's Hannah McKenzie reports from the Buncombe Board of Education meeting how those parents feel about a law opponents call the Don't Say Gay law.
Here we go. Don't say gay law. Okay. All right.
The beginning of a school year already bringing backlash, despite the fact the Parents' Bill of Rights wasn't even on the Buncombe County School Board agenda Thursday. Multiple folks addressed the legislation during public comment. A new state law, the Parents' Bill of Rights, ruffling feathers. The legislation outlining 10 rights parents have when it comes to their children in North Carolina schools. Some of the more controversial points include notifying a parent if a child changes their name or pronouns, parents being able to review which books children have borrowed from the library, and barring curriculum instruction on gender identity, sexual activity, or sexuality for students in kindergarten through 4th grade.
NANI? Kindergarten 4K. Why do they need to know about their sexuality at that time? Why? They don't. They do not. And that's what kills me about the lies these people make.
The legislation not on Thursday's Buncombe County School Board agenda.
For now, I'll simply reiterate our commitment to supporting each and every student in our school system and to following state law.
But plenty of folks,
okay? Plenty of folks have said, look at that room and look at the room where the other part happened when all the nonsense happened. Plenty of folks. Really, media? Really? That looked like a lot of people right there. While the other one was standing room only. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
we're there to address the hot topic.
It's so important that we are in command and control of what our children learn.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we give up our children for 8 hours a day.
Exactly.
And let them run roughshod on them.
Bill Robinson says when his girls were in school, legislation like this wasn't needed. Now he says it's imperative.
The whole school system is crumbling. These people in there on the school board, they try to make it sound like everything's great, it's all hunky-dory. It's not.
Amber Meredith's fourth grader takes virtual classes.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What is that?
As she says the school system already can't enforce their zero-tolerance bullying policy.
Nobody is safe.
Well, yeah, you can't do it because that's an impossibility. I agree with her on that point. She's correct. Now, just look at my face and think what I'm thinking. Trust me, you know what I'm thinking, but I ain't saying it.
All I can say is when it comes to this bill, when educators are being silenced and they are trying to be forced to disregard the safety of their children, all I can...
Their children, they don't own their children. You got a job, do the job. It's not your children.
...say is those that refuse to teach and to learn history are bound to repeat it.
Adrian...
That made no logical sense.
Para mentors trans and queer youth. This legislation will lead to a dangerous domino effect, he says.
No, it won't.
Youth are,
I always gotta ask the question: why do the males in this who goes for this stuff are the most? Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Again, my thoughts.
Consists of 40% of the homeless youth population, and the majority of those young people are kicked out due to unsupportive families. SB 49 makes it legal to out these young people to potentially abusive and
no, it does. Well, we will read the law then, sir.
Unsupportive families who increase that homelessness rate, which then increases all the other negative outcomes that we see from that.
Superintendent Jackson adding some aspects of this law require additional guidance from Raleigh before implementation here in the county. Hannah McKenzie, News 13.
Okay, so let us look at the bill, shall we? The don't say gay bill. Let's look into the daggone thing. Here we go. Here's the bill. Here's the bill, right? Okay, on your screen right now is the bill. Let's read the rights that we have for the rights for the children. The health care is for the upbringing, educational, health care, mental health of minor children in the state of North Carolina. Okay? Let's read. Let's do that. One, parents. Okay, a parent has the right to the following. One, to direct education and care of his and her child. Again, if that lady who is on the screen and she want to teach her kids that crazy the stuff that she thinks is all right with all of the piercings and stuff, and he has a child, he doesn't have a child, and he wants to, you have the right to do that. I'm not stopping you from teaching your kids you want to do that. I think you're messing them up mentally, but that again, we have opinions, but you have the right to do that. So I'm not against that. You have the right to do that, but that should not be in general for the children, because that was never needed in the past, and you don't need it now. It's bullcrap. Number 2, to direct the upbringing and moral and religious training of his or her child. Again, I'm cool with that. To enroll his or her child in a public or non-public school and in any school choice option available to the parent for which the child is otherwise eligible by law in order to comply with the compulsory attendance of law as provided in Article 1, which is another lot of stuff. So yeah. 4, to access and review all education records and authorization by the federal family education rights and privacy relating to his or her child. Again, I'm cool with that. That's good. 5, to make health care decisions for his or her child. Really? That's a problem? It's my child. Until they're 18, I think that's what I should be doing. Again, if that's what I should be doing. Lady, if you crazy, you want to do stuff for your kid, that's you. You go on, you pay for it, not out of taxpayers' money. You go ahead and do it. That's a libertarian in me. But I'm not down with the nonsense, okay? Leave the kids alone. But yes. Unless otherwise provided by law or including another article again. 6, to access and view all medical records of his or her child. That shouldn't even be a problem. I know about a HIPAA law, but again, that's my child. They're not the age. I should know what my child is all about. Sorry, this is just me. That's just me. Okay? 7, to prohibit the creation, sharing, or storage of biometric scans of his or her child without the parent's prior written consent. Amen again. I'm agreeing with that. I like that. Those are making a lot of good sense there. 7, to prohibit the creation and sharing or storage of the child's blood and DNA without the parent's written consent. Again, I'm cool with that. Amen to that one. To prohibit the creation, let's go 9. To prohibit the creation and state video or voice recording of his or her child without the parent's written consent. Again, amen to that. It's basically in the purposes of safety demonstration related to security, discipline, and education, academic or extracurricular activities, classroom instructions, photo identification card, security and surveillance in buildings, grounds, schools, and transport. Again, to be properly notified if an employee or state suspect that a criminal offense has been committed against his or her child. That's why that guy did what he did. He just asked questions, and the cops did what they did, and the school board was basically losers. That's automatic. That should be what it is. That's what it is. For the welfare of the child. Again, these now are like the limitation of power of endangering, the penalties, of course, the definitions, of course, prior parent involvement in schools. Elevation, blah blah blah, the right for school. So let me see, parents' legal rights for their children's education, the right to consent without holding. We know when we talk about that. The safety, seeking medical or original examination from any nation. That's what they have. The right for statewide standardized assessment resulting in state report card. Evaluation of child academically in gifted programs, identify if the child has disabilities, the right to purchase public school unit textbooks, the right to access information unit policies, prompting, which is a good thing, for any requirements for graduation requirements. These are simple things that should not even be a law. It really shouldn't, but for some reason we're getting so bored that we gotta write everything down as a law now. The right to receive students' report card on a regular basis. Again, crazy stuff. This is so crazy. This should be a law. The right to access information relating to the state public system. Yeah, you should do. Again, report card requirements, attending requirements, textbook. God forbid once again in that regard. The right to opt out data collecting, yes. The right to participate in parent-teacher organizations, again, shouldn't be a law, but it is for some reason. The right to have materials provided to their child, again, yeah. All this stuff is in here, the guidance for the students. Immunization, and like I said, all this is just simple stuff in here. All right, really, it is. It's crazy. Establishing stuff and procedures in classrooms and the supplement, like public school unit policies, increase parental involvement. Thank you. I want to see something here. I want to. I know sometimes you can't, but you might could do stuff. Let me see. Document 2 pages. I think I know how to do it, but let me see if I can. Let's see if we can do this live and stuff. I want to make sure I have all this stuff to do what I'm doing. Come on, catch up with me. I want to show you something as well. Because again, these are like common sense stuff that's in this thing. Because I've read this stuff, but I want to prove. I know you could do it with regular stuff. So I'm trying to see what I find. I read it. I skimmed through most of this stuff, including paying. Okay, as you can see on the screen, I look for the word. Look what they say on the screen. Up to the top. I'm gonna point to it. Up here. It says don't say gay. I put in the word gay. 0 results. 0 results. Shocking, as my boy Trip would say. Don't say gay bill. They ain't got no word in the whole bill saying nothing about gay. Nothing about that. Okay? Just to show that it works. There you go. Child. You will see child got represented in there. Child got represented 71 times. Child is, and it's been highlighted in there. Okay? So, miss me with the nonsense about the whole the thing. Child came up multiple times. Okay? Let's put in another. Let's put another word. Just so you can see. We put in health. Health comes up. Comes up 33 times in this document. It's a law we're doing it. Law. Comes up 17 times in the document. But let's put in gay. 0. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. It comes up. Let's put in we gays guys, so let's put in let's put in for the women as well too. 0. Lesbian. 0. You want to we will put trans in there. Let's see what a trans come up as. Come up 2. Transportation is that one. Second time, transfusion. That's it. So they ain't got nothing talking about this nonsense. They're just talking about common sense stuff in his Bill of Rights. And parents out there in North Carolina, again, the name of the law is the Parents' Bill of Rights. It is SB 49. You have that right to go fight stupid stuff that happens when you see kids they're doing all the crazy stuff in these schools, okay? Just telling you that. That's all it is. Okay? Check this out. Have it. If you go through this stuff, you have the rights to do this. Okay? Alright? Again, there are great teachers out there. But there are a lot of crappy teachers out there too. Again, and from the kindergarten up to 4th grade, they should not be learning this stuff. Technically speaking, they should not even learn this stuff until they're 18, technically speaking. And I'm talking about it because we don't care. They don't need it. Leave the damn kids alone. I always say that. Let them learn. Let's not make them stupid and worry about this nonsense and teach them, I don't know, how to cook, how to clean, how to read, how to do all this stuff. Because we're taking the home ec away from schools. We're taking physics from schools, so the kids are being fat and get all kind of craziness. We're taking all this stuff away, but we care about drugging and doing horrible stuff to kids that would change their life. No. And again, to the lady you saw in the video, I'm on her side too. It should not be taught, but if you want to teach that to your kids, that's you. Do that. You want to teach them about being trans and all the stuff like that? That's your kid. You teach them that. I'm not against that. I'm not against that. But that should not be in a public setting where that is not the norm and should not be. Again, there's less than 1% of the population is trans. And even when it comes to kids, it's even way finitesimal. So no, it's not the norm. It's not the average. You should not be. Just teach them ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and that's it. And last but not least, before I call it, let me call this one. Here's one I told you again, this woke crap that's whatever. I want to play this last video and call it a night. So let's listen to this craziness. As Chicago, we already know Chicago, that's a piece of crap place. Now, again, remember I brought you a story about this in California, about this teacher, the teachers them who do this and the unions and stuff to do this today. What's good for your kids is not good for their kids. Let's listen to this nonsense.
Roll it.
She fights on behalf of Chicago public school teachers. So why is Chicago Teachers Union President Stacey Davis Gates sending her own child to a private high school?
Our political reporter Marianne Ahern spent this week trying to get an answer. Marianne joins us now. And Marianne, finally we understand you have a response.
Allison and Stefan, yes. After 3 days of asking questions, we have confirmed this year CTU President Davis Gates enrolled her teenager to a Catholic high school. She does not want to talk to us about it, but...
Of course she don't.
She's been very vocal in the past about her opposition to private schools.
Now, my question is, why don't you want to talk about it? You have no problem speaking about private schools. You have no problem being vocal. You have no problem being in front of the cameras and taking pictures and talking to people. So why now, all of a sudden, are you going to be radio silent? Why? Is it because you got caught? You thought you weren't going to get caught?
Yep.
How would the Chicago Teachers Union president send her son to a private school and nobody know about it? They're not going to see you at the school. They're not going to see your boy at the school. They can't look at public records of who is attending the school.
And I think that came about that too. Is like I said, does that not prove that? Shout out to Anderson, because I know he is. Prove that, hey, public schools has a problem. That even the people who fight for the public schools don't even put their kids in public schools.
Your kid don't have classmates. Anyway, I'm getting triggered.
Yeah.
Be a digital detective.
That is true. That is true. We are getting triggered by things.
I'm also a mother. My children go to the Chicago public schools. These are things.
No, they don't. The same thing with Nancy Pelosi when she said this stuff. I hate when people lie like this.
That help to legitimize my space within the coalition.
That was Chicago Teachers Union President Stacey Davis Gates 18 months ago. She's been publicly against it, but does support private school for her own kid. We are not naming the school or her child.
Man, they're going to find out. Like, I don't understand the point of that. Like, maybe, okay, they don't want to expose
liability.
the child. Okay.
Yeah, they don't want a liability, ABL. That's why. They don't want a liability of exposing the child. People will find out if they want to, but yeah.
Okay, I understand, but that's going to get found out. Like I said, your child has classmates. Your child has teachers. Your child is going to be out in public. They're going to know. And, I mean, how many Catholic schools are there in this particular area?
Not a lot.
It can't be 1,000 of them, so it's not going to be very hard to find.
But we have seen the social media posts, and multiple sources confirmed to us her child enrolled this year at a Chicago Catholic high school. Last year, in a Chicago Magazine article, Gates said, quote, "I can't advocate on behalf of public education without it taking root in my own household." Publicly, Gates has voiced strong opposition to school choice in the Illinois Invest in Kids program that allows for tax credits that benefit private schools. On social media, Gates said, quote, "School choice was actually the choice of racists. It was created to avoid integrating schools with black children."
You serious?
She also posted a link.
Hold on. Let's not truncate tweets news out there in Chicago.
She also posted a link.
Hold on. Let's go back a little bit because there is more. Let's read this full thing. Quote unquote school choice. Well, actually, there's not quotes. There's like little stars. School choice was actually the choice of races. It was created to avoid integrating schools with black children. Now it's civil rights struggle of our generation. # boy bye. Not very mature of the Chicago Teachers Union president to use such language. You know, kind of like a 14-year-old girl. But anyway, I digress.
Exactly.
With black children. She also posted a link to this article titled "The Racist Origins of Private School Vouchers."
So it's racism and trying to keep black kids out, but yet somehow
your black kid
were able to enroll your black, probably son, teenager into a private school in Chicago. Funny how that works.
Gates' family neighborhood school is Harlan High School. It ranks 437 out of 664 Illinois high schools. Other political leaders have chosen to send their children to private schools.
Of course they do. Rules for thee, not for me.
Including former mayors Rahm Emanuel, Lori Lightfoot, and Richard Daley.
Now, let's be clear. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with sending your kids to private school.
Neither am I.
The issue is you can't go on television, go on a newspaper, go on social media, and talk about how racist it is and how school choice is so bad and it shouldn't be supported and it has roots in racism. You can't say all that and then send your boy to private school.
Exactly.
You just can't do it, because if it's like that, then why are your own kids involved with what you say is racism? Doesn't make any sense.
As well as Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Here we go!
Mayor Brandon Johnson's teenager does not attend the family's West Side neighborhood school, but rather a magnet school across town.
Of course, Mr. I'm gonna do good for. Of course, that will happen to him. Am I shocked by this? No, I'm not. I'm definitely not shocked by this nonsense. This piece of crap person. Okay, all right. I'm shocked by nothing. Oh my goodness.
While Gates is paying more than $16,000 a year tuition for her child to attend a Catholic high school, the Invest in Kids program that helps others who cannot afford that amount is on life support.
Of course.
The General Assembly did not decide yet whether to extend funding for the program.
Oh boy, but you know what's going on.
Funding for what? Is a disaster. Is a disaster. And also, is another video that I have that I could play right now, but I'll use it for Straight Chase's video because they have. But long story short, I did a video a long time ago with showing John Stossel talking about in Philadelphia the tax that they did. They raised up the soda tax, of course, to help, because they said we're going to help the kids read and all this stuff, education. What happened, of course? What happened? They took the money and put it in the general fund. And what happened? They still begging for money, and 50% of the money doesn't go to the 50% of that tax money does not go towards the kids. I'm not shocked by that. It's just crazy that's what it is. Bad.
Be frank with you guys. Can I be frank? What's happening is these people that have that kind of money to send their kids to these private schools do not want your kids. If you can't afford it, they don't want your kids to be there.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Basically.
It's just that simple. It's kind of a classism thing.
Yeah.
And that goes beyond race.
Mm-hmm.
But a person like Miss Gates does not really want to acknowledge that, which is why she has not contacted the news to explain why her kid is going to a private school.
Yeah.
Although she says that these are fascist institutions, racist institutions.
Mm-hmm.
The Chicago Teachers Union and other teachers' unions have lobbied vigorously to oppose it.
Of course they
After
would.
3 days of asking and being ignored this morning, when we let Davis Gates know we were going to air our report tonight, then the CTU did finally respond. The Invest in Kids program that does promote school choice, it will be on the agenda when the lawmakers return to Springfield for the fall veto session. It's not clear, though, whether CTU will continue to oppose it now that their own president has chosen that route for her child.
So we'll have to stay tuned and see what happens next.
We'll keep an eye on it.
All right.
Okay, so there we go. There we have it. That is.
There you go. Again, rules for me, not for thee. Am I surprised by that? No. But that's what they do. That's what they do. People need to understand and look at the facts, look at the reasoning, look at the logic before you see the agendas of all these people. The school in America, in most cases, including liberal cities, have just like the crime rate. While the crime rate has gone up and stealing, crime rate, violence, all has gone up, the school rate has gone down because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They take the money and they give it to their buddies, their friends, just to stay in politics. And some of that happens in red states too. Don't deny it. There are some red states that have liberal cities that have that happens. That happens a lot. So I'm not giving it out that how it works out that way as well. But that's how it is. The lifestyle is that crazy in that regard of seeing how these people like to push and tell you what to do with your life, but if it's so good, why did their kids don't do it? Funny how that works, don't it? So anyway, I want to thank you guys again for giving me your time, your point. We are about up to 36,655 people. Thank you for giving me your mind, your time, your mind, your eyes, your ears to listen to what we got to say again. There's a lot of comments. I know a lot of people could say stuff. Thank y'all. I do need to start getting a side chat back up to let people vent and stuff. You guys know what I was talking about. So I'm working on everything to get everything the way I want it to be. Trust me, I'm working on it. It's not easy. This is basically almost a one-man show here. But again, check out, like I said, hopefully on Wednesdays, it should be, again, if you are into spirituality, Bible, if you want enough, I want you to check out my friend, Samuel Watson. He goes to the same church I go to, and talk about Bible studying if you wanted that. And his link is in the on the video. So you can go to Project Over on YouTube and watch that. He's talk about, again, spirituality. Also, Sundays, I basically gonna put up. I did this in the past, but I'm gonna start doing this again. Basically, I'm putting up the church services that I go to. I'm in the audience listening to, so it's not I'm there live while you're watching the video. If you can't go to church or something's going on and you want to go to a church service, it's about an hour. You could be Sundays at 9:00. Passage Church is where I go to. That we'll have that services up there for you as well if you wanna learn the word and get into it. And then of course we're gonna be trying to bring Straight No Chases daily back up. I'm trying to get it back up. Straight No Chases itself is his own thing. And last but not least, my lovely wife and me do videos once in a while. So check out Friday's check out last Monday's video. We did about One Piece review and also talk about Biden versus Hawaii. It's a must watch. It's funny. Okay, and then we have another video talking about Shankwala Robinson again. It's funny. Black Lives Matter are going to talk for all these women we talked at the beginning, which was crazy, but they won't go for people who got hurt like Shankwala Robinson, and it's sadness of that. Okay, it's bad. It's horrible. I wish it didn't go that way, but again, I feel sad for the lady who got killed pregnant. Sorry, she was not going to be this, as a mom said, that was a lie. But also, she put herself in the most messed up situation. So that's bad. And again, the brick lady, sorry, you messed up yourself. You play that game, play yourselves. So again, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your neighbors, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors, take care of your community. That's how we do it. That's how we will get a better thing. Remember, vote local elections, because again, that makes a bigger difference than anything out there. Remember, evil comes in all shape, size, color, creed, height, sex, gender. Evil is evil, good is good. I always will support good no matter what race, color, whatever it is. And the same thing will be for anybody out there. So remember, people are stupid, individuals are smart. So be that smart individual. Catch us next time. Project Over Mike Thursdays. Peace out. Have a good night. I'll catch y'all later.